Hi everyone, I'm Jenny from JS Events, and I'm just going to speak to you a little bit today about what the value and the perks of having a wedding planner are. I mean, one of the most common questions I get when I meet people is, well, what does a wedding planner do? Why do you actually need one? And it's a fair question if you're not in the industry. But to be honest, we are helpful and we are useful, and I will go through some of the reasons why that is shortly. But ultimately, we make your life a lot easier. We make sure that you are at the heart of your wedding and that we don't have any, but this is what we normally do from suppliers. And actually you are getting the dream wedding you want. We do try our very best to bring your vision to life. The other thing that I seem to get a lot during consultations, and again, very fair, weddings are very overwhelming. You've just got engaged, it's very exciting. So the first question that comes up is, I don't know where to start. Where do I start? And I absolutely appreciate how difficult this is. It is overwhelming. There's a lot of moving parts. And I always say to my clients, don't worry, I've got this. We will break this down into manageable chunks so that you can get the result that you want in a stress-free and enjoyable way. Your wedding and the build-up to your wedding should be enjoyable, both for you and your partner. There should be no reason for any stress, any last minute confusion, any supplier issues. We've got it. This is what we do and this is what we're good at. So my biggest piece of advice to my clients is think of your wedding as a triangle. The bottom of the triangle is the day you get engaged and the top is your wedding day. So the bottom, we start with the big things, the themes, the venue, the catering. What do you want? And as you go up the triangle, we have those chunks. So we can go on to the florist and your wedding dress until we get all the way to the very top, which is the real nitty-gritty. What writing type fonts do you want on your menus? Do you want to handwrite your place names? Do you want somebody who can do calligraphy to do these for you? What materials do you want those things on? Your table plan, how do you want that shown? What's the best way? What fits with your theme? These are all things we talk you through and help you with, and make sure that when you walk down the aisle or you walk into the venue for the first time, you're just as blown away as your guests. Regardless of your budget, we can make that work. So earlier I said, what do we do? Well, ultimately, there's 5 main things that really are our forte. So we've got operational experience, we reduce the stress, we are there for you and helping with the suppliers and dealing with all the suppliers, we look at your budget, and we're just there as an emotional support. So we are your support system. So looking at operational experience. So really, this is very much logistics based. So as events managers, wedding planners, we are very into the detail. So your minute by minute wedding day plan, that all comes from us. We're there for advice on timings and how long your music set should be, when the catering should happen, when you should do your speeches. Ultimately though, it's your wedding. So if there's anything specific that you want to you might not want your speeches in the traditional place. It's not a problem. We'll just work that around you guys. On the day, we're of course there ensuring that everything goes to plan, everything goes to time. And actually the biggest benefit is if for any reason something is just not quite right, not quite going to plan on the day, you won't even know about it. We're there sorting that out for you. And if anything awful should happen, like we've just had COVID, it's a stressful time. Postponing your wedding is very stressful. Well, we do that all for you and are there to negotiate those contracts on your behalf. This is all for you. We are working specifically for you as a couple and your requirements. So do bear that in mind anytime you're thinking about a wedding planner. Suppliers. So as a wedding planner, we have an abundance of suppliers all over the country, all over the world in some circumstances. And these suppliers are trusted, people we have worked with, people that we know, and people that we know will give you a good experience. Your guests will get what you want them to. You will get what you want to. And not only that, we have bargaining power, negotiating skills. So your contract will end up being the contract that you want, that fits you, your supplier experience. What you get on the day is because that's what you want. I have heard too many times people saying, oh, I did this because the supplier told me this is what they normally do. No, none of that. It's your day. This is what you want. And I personally, and most wedding planners, will make sure that that is the case. So if you say to me you want a certain thing, that is absolutely what you will get. Stress. Weddings are stressful. It should be an enjoyable occasion. So that is where we take the stress from you. You enjoy the build-up, you get all the nice bits of just picking the things you want, picking the food, going on your food tasting, picking the favours, picking the flowers, without actually any of the stress in the background of pulling it all together. We deal with everything operationally, obviously, so on the day, you shouldn't ever feel stressed or feel like there's not somebody on top of it, because there is. If you've got a wedding planner in tow, you should not have any stress on the day whatsoever. And even if you don't want a wedding planner, I would seriously consider having an event manager on the day just to help you. It means that you can enjoy your day. You're not worried about what time the florist is arriving, or is it time now for the first dance? Somebody just pops over and says, it's time for your first dance, come on through. So stress is a big one. So another thing that really helps is that we are a impartial person. So with weddings, sometimes come stresses from friends and family. You know, you've not invited such and such, or do you have to invite them because you've invited them, or who's paying, or whatever it might be. We are very much an impartial ear. So we're here to listen, give advice if necessary. If you just want to rant at us, no problem. Think of us as a shoulder to cry on. Or somebody to celebrate with. We're absolutely here to make sure you have the nicest experience, and it's a lot easier sometimes to talk to somebody you don't know. So that's also a massive bonus of a wedding planner. So although we know you from a wedding perspective, it's great when you actually have a genuine friendship with the couple, which over a year, 18 months is kind of normal. So absolutely, we want to be there to help you emotionally with your day. And finally, the budget. So I think a lot of people will agree that a wedding budget escalates very quickly. So we're here to make sure that if you've said you've got a budget of X amount, that we stay on track. And if there's something additional that you suddenly really want, where can we, if required, pull back some of the costs? Where can we negotiate further and see if we can change that to make sure that what you want is all within your budget? Financial management is a massive part of it, and of course, naturally, as a couple, you start Googling and looking at what else is out there, and you see things you hadn't thought of. Well, having a wedding planner, all those extra thoughts, hopefully, have come earlier on, and we have budgeted for them, and we will stick to that budget. So yes, a wedding planner is an extra expense in itself. But what I would say to people is that the negotiating power and the buying power that we have from our experience, and because we work with the same suppliers over and over again, can actually outweigh the cost of us. So don't think of us as an additional cost that you just can't facilitate or you don't think you have in your budget. Think of us as somebody that's going to bring the rest of your budget down, and where we can, help get you the best price. It's not always possible, of course, but where we can, we absolutely will. So the value there in the budget comes from just our supplier knowledge and our negotiation skills. So it really is a full package that we offer, and we do want the best for you, and we don't want you to go over your budgets. We want you to get what you want at a reasonable rate, to make sure that you really do get what you want. And then finally, everybody's requirements are so different when it comes to a wedding. So one package really doesn't fit all. So when I say that we're emotional support, we really are there from the very beginning, and we'll work, or I certainly work, on a bespoke basis. So yes, there is the standard services that we offer. But if that service doesn't quite fit, don't be afraid to just reach out and say, actually, this is what I need, because I'm very flexible, very open to working around your requirements. There's just so many different options that you can't just say one package fits all. So it's always worth talking to a wedding planner if you're not sure if they're going to offer the right service for you. 9 times out of 10, and I know I certainly do, I discuss it with the couple and make sure that what we're offering works for everybody. You know, it's your day, and this is what I keep saying to couples, it's your day. Don't let other people make you feel like you've got to do things in a certain way, because you haven't, and it's your day. So please do get in touch with either myself or any wedding planner if you feel that there is a requirement, big or small weddings. But on the whole, I hope that helps you understand the value of a wedding planner and actually what we do a little bit more. But of course, if you've got any questions at all, drop me a message, contact me on the website, whatever suits you guys. Thanks.